I just listened to the audio of Fire Rose and Billy Ray Cyrus. I don't even want to post it on here because it triggered the fuck out of me. It is so disgusting and alarming and straight triggering. I don't even know any other word.
I'm so tired of being screamed at. I'm so tired of being accused of like how can I love someone so evil and cruel and abusive?
It starts with a sound, just a sound low at first, but unmistakable. A man's voice, booming, controlling, laced with venom. And on the other end of it, a woman, crying, pleading, trying to survive the moment. What the world just heard was not a fight. It wasn't drama, it was a breakdown. The kind of recording that forces silence, not because you're shocked, but because some dark part of you recognizes it. The voice? Allegedly that of Billy Ray Cyrus. And the woman sobbing, being berated, told to shut her mouth again and again, that was Fire Rose, his now ex-wife, the same woman who once smiled beside him on red carpets and called him the love of her life. And now, she's releasing audio to the world, exposing what she claims is the brutal, hidden truth of her marriage to the country music icon. But before we go deeper, hit the like button and subscribe, because this isn't just about celebrity downfall. This is about the hidden layers of power, control, and trauma that exist behind the glossiest Hollywood smiles.
I don't know when I'm allowed to talk and when I'm not.
This is about grooming, gaslighting, and the wreckage of silence. And for the first time, Fire Rose isn't being quiet anymore. On the surface, their love story felt like an odd, fairy tale twist, an aging superstar and a much younger musician finding harmony through collaboration, turning studio chemistry into vows. Billy Ray, 62, married Fire Rose, then in her 30 seconds, in a private October ceremony, and described it to the press as a beautiful whirlwind. They'd first met over a decade earlier, when she was barely 21. He was in his late 42nds, a girl walking onto the set of Hannah Montana, wide-eyed and unknown, and a man who already held the keys to a global empire. At the time, it didn't raise alarms until the marriage happened years later, and people started doing the math. The age gap? Stark. The power imbalance?
9:15, you idiot.
It's not 9:15.
I needed to leave 2 hours ago.
No, you didn't. You can still leave and get there.
Get out of here.
Please.
I'm not in no place to go do a show. I had to go when I was ready to go. If you would just shut the
Stop
up,
screaming at me.
you would have just left it
I'm
alone.
sorry. I should.
If you would have left it alone when I told you it's done. Now I'm really pissed. You once again showed me you will not listen. I don't know who the you think you are, but you will not listen. And this ain't about your bracket. This ain't about your surgery. This ain't about nothing. This is about you being a selfish. I don't think you're real smart. I've changed my damn mind on that. What you are is a selfish.
No.
I'll tell you what, that's what you are. You're a selfish
I'm not
ass.
that.
You
Okay.
cannot continue to walk all over me and think that I'm going to go out in public with your dumb ass and have you do this anywhere you want in front of whoever.
Are you referring to you screaming at me right now?
This would not be happening if you would have just shut your mouth. Look what a mess you've made. What a dumbass thing to do. Now that's dumbass, because you have to know I will not tolerate that shit. You just up.
I want you to be happy.
No, you. You. You know better than that. Yeah.
Unignorable, but still, they painted it as a match of souls. Interviews, joint music projects, and social media declarations of love followed. But what Fire Rose now claims was really happening behind the scenes is far darker than anyone imagined. Just 7 months after their wedding, Billy Ray filed for divorce. He accused her of misconduct. She accused him of something far worse: emotional domination, verbal assault, narcissistic abuse. And then, the floodgates broke open when she released what she claims is real, unedited audio of one of their many fights. It's raw, it's unfiltered, and it's horrifying. In the clip, the man can be heard yelling at her to shut the expletive up. He says she's selfish, worthless, a dumbass. At one point, as she sobs, he mocks her tears and says, "Stand there and cry. You deserve every bit of this." And when she says she doesn't know when she's allowed to speak, he responds with stone-cold finality, "You're not. Stop. Let that settle in your chest for a moment. You're not." stop. The words don't just hurt, they haunt. They echo every abusive relationship where one person's entire reality is manipulated by another's rage.
Congratulations, you guys have been engaged now for how long, about a year?
Yeah,
That's so nice.
it has been a beautiful whirlwind, and I'm just so grateful that I get to, live my dreams every day with the love of my life.
Oh.
It's a peanut butter and jelly. I'm a left-handed singer-songwriter from Flatwoods, Kentucky, and she's a trained orchestral musician.
And together they make beautiful music.
And when Fire Rose released the audio, she didn't just want pity. She wanted truth. She said she spent years being terrified, walking on glass, constantly monitoring her behavior to avoid outbursts. She claims that everything in the relationship had to be pre-approved, down to what she texted, how she spoke, where she went. She didn't have access to her own transportation. She wasn't allowed to make decisions without consulting him, and eventually, she stopped trying. Because when you're trained to fear, you begin to believe silence is safety. But silence, in her words, nearly destroyed her. It didn't happen overnight. This kind of abuse never does. It starts with charisma, with praise, with someone bigger, older, more powerful, making you feel chosen. But then the shift comes subtle at first. A raised voice here, you're too sensitive there. Then come the rules, then the punishments. And suddenly, you're not in love, you're in survival mode. The world saw Fire Rose as a lucky young artist who married into fame. What we didn't see was the isolation, the behind-the-scenes erasure of her identity, the psychological control disguised as protection, and the emotional beatdowns disguised as just arguments.
Fuck you! You fucking will not listen. You will not listen.
I'm listening,
Okay, listen to this.
please,
If you want to salvage anything about us,
please,
you sit on this couch.
please,
Well, what the fuck are you gonna do?
please, just please,
What are you gonna fucking do?
please don't, please.
See, you won't shut
I'm
your fucking mouth.
what do you mean?
You want me
don't
to stay?
fucking-
Shut up. Shut your fucking mouth. You want me to stay? I'll stay. Here, babysit you. Because that's what I've signed up for. Stand there and cry. Won't you stand there and cry? You deserve every bit of this. You won't fucking stop. You are so selfish. The most selfish fucking human being I've ever known. And I've known some selfish people. And you don't even have sense enough. After the fifth fucking time, I was gonna take you to the chiropractor and go get you some food. And you still wouldn't shut the fuck up. Come back.
I don't know when I'm allowed to talk and when I'm not.
You're not. Stop. It's not my fucking fault.
But when you listen to that audio, nothing about it feels like an argument. It feels like a man detonating, and a woman doing everything she can not to get caught in the blast. And here's where it gets even more disturbing. She posted a video months before this leak part of a TikTok trend saying, "In your 20 seconds, you'll meet a 49-year-old man who convinces you he's your soulmate. It's very important that you don't believe him." It was subtle, but it hit. People started connecting the dots. And when the audio leaked, those dots turned into flashing red warning lights. Because now, it wasn't just speculation, it was confirmation. But Fire Rose isn't the only one that's been publicly pulling away. For years, fans have noticed that Miley Cyrus, Billy Ray's daughter, has been distancing herself. There were rumors of family strain, unfollows on social media, shade in interviews, and now, many are wondering if this is the reason. If what Fire Rose endured wasn't just a one-off, but a pattern, one that others close to Billy Ray have witnessed, but never spoken about publicly. The Cyrus family, once painted as a wholesome Southern unit, has splintered, and this scandal might just be the crack that exposes the whole fractured foundation. But Fire Rose isn't retreating. In fact, she's becoming louder. Since the leak, she's turned her platform into a resource. She's posting videos about gaslighting, trauma bonds, cognitive dissonance, and narcissistic red flags. She's educating her followers, many of whom are survivors themselves, and the messages she's receiving aren't just likes, they're lifelines. Women, men, people from every background saying, "This happened to me too." Because her story, despite the fame and the headlines, is horrifyingly common. A powerful man, a younger partner, a relationship that looks dreamy on the outside and destructive on the inside, and the terrifying realization that love was never the goal. Control was. Billy Ray has remained silent. No denial, no apology, no acknowledgement of the audio. and that silence is echoing louder than words ever could. Because in the court of public opinion, the question isn't whether this is messy. The question is whether this is evil. Whether a man so beloved for decades could be hiding behind a mask of charm while tearing someone down when the cameras stopped rolling. And the hardest part? There are likely more stories like this. People too scared to speak, too traumatized to share. But Fire Rose took that first terrifying step. And now that the audio is out, it cannot be unheard. What we're left with is the fallout. A career in question, a woman rebuilding, and a conversation that needs to happen far beyond celebrity circles. Because this isn't just about Billy Ray Cyrus. This is about every person who's ever been called selfish for speaking up, every partner who's been mocked for crying, every survivor who's been told to shut up or just deal with it, and it's about finally rejecting the idea that fame, money, or charm can excuse abuse. Fire Rose may have lost her marriage, her privacy, and her sense of safety, but she didn't lose her voice. She took it back, and in doing so, she gave permission to countless others to do the same. This story isn't over, but one thing is certain: Billy Ray Cyrus is no longer just a country music icon. He's now the face of a conversation about emotional abuse, manipulation, and the terrifying power of silence. And as for Fire Rose, she's not the victim in this story. She's the survivor and the narrator, and she's just getting started.